Alright, I did mention that I would like to try to get around to making a video showing you how to upgrade without using an NPC or dialogue, and that's this video. So, I'll just get right into it. So I'm starting out with what I'll consider to be a house. Of course, the upgrades don't have to be for a house, but generally people like to upgrade houses. So I have three upgrades here. This monitor bank here, this food synthesizer, and this feral ghoul and protectron, which will be part of the same upgrade. So what you want to do is add an X marker into the cell for each upgrade. I have three upgrades here, so I'll add three X markers. So in the filter, just type X marker, and it'll come up here. So you just drag those over and place them. Okay, I have my three X markers placed here, and I've just placed them in locations that make them easy to determine which objects they enable or disable. So what I want to do now is, for the upgrades, for the first upgrade I have two objects here. So what I'll do is I'll control click each one and highlight them together, then hit the minus key. Then click Set Enable Parent, select Reference in Render Window, and click my first X marker and click Do. And since I only have single objects for the next two upgrades, I'll right click the object, click Edit. You have a list of tabs here, so you find Enable Parent, then click Select Reference in Render Window and double click the X marker. Click OK, and I'll do the same for the monitor bank. So with that done, something I guess I could have done earlier but I'll do now is give them editor IDs, which isn't actually necessary, but it does make things easier. So for the first X marker, I'll double click it and give it a reference editor ID of 00, upgrade 1 marker. Click OK. And for the second, you may have guessed it, 00, upgrade 2 marker. And for the third, 00, upgrade 3 marker. Okay, so I have three upgrades here, but I don't want the house to be completely clear when I start. I want these two corpses to be in here to begin with. And I want the food synthesizer and the monitor bank to be enabled when I make the later two upgrades. So to start out, these will be here, these will be corpses, and these won't be enabled. So because these aren't enabled yet, I want to double click the X marker that enables them and check initially disabled for each of the upgrades that you don't want to be initially enabled, obviously. So when I go into the house, initially I'll just have these two corpses because this X marker is not initially disabled. So with that sorted out, I'm just going to quickly save and I'll expand the miscellaneous tab. And I will go to where it says message, and I'm going to delete this from the filter, the X marker from the filter. Right click in here, click new, give it an editor ID. I'll call it 00, upgrade message box. And you're going to check message box. You don't need to give it a title or short title. Message text will be helpful because that's what we'll display. So I'll say I'll just make house upgrades the message text. And I have three upgrades here, so I want 4 buttons, 3 for the upgrades and 1 to cancel out. So I will add 4 buttons. Button 0 will be my first upgrade, so the item text I'll type upgrade 1. You could type whatever you like. I'm just going to type upgrade 1 here. And for the next one, upgrade 2, upgrade 3, and cancel. And that's all I'm going to do with the message box here, so I'll click OK. Now because I'm upgrading with an activator, I'll obviously want to place an activator somewhere, and I'll do that outside of the entrance. So I'll double click this yellow door marker, click yes, and it'll bring me to where I've placed my door in Sanctuary. Alright, so I'm by my door in Sanctuary. Now, as I've mentioned before in a video, it's not really a good idea if you're making a mod for other people to use to place any objects inside settlement areas because they could be built over, and when the player enables your mod, something may be built over it, and that's not really good. For testing purposes, I put the door right inside Sanctuary because I know the save file that I'm using to test has nothing in that area. I'm going to hit M to disable the markers because they can muddy things up. And I'm going to find an activator. So it's good to have a push button activator, not a two-state activator. For example, in Skyrim, you had the Nordic levers where they were two-state activators. So what would happen, I believe, is that if you were to place one for this house upgrade, you would pull the lever, the message box would pop up, and then you'd cancel out of the message box or select an option. And then what you'd have to do is put it back in its initial state, and then have to pull it again. So that's not what you really want. I'm not exactly sure it'll do that, but I am pretty sure it will do that. It's been a while since I've messed around that much with activators and activator scripts. So I'm going to collapse miscellaneous here, expand world object, select activator, and in the filter, type button. And I'll have an institute button here. Control panel buttons, I think that's what I want. Yes, that's what I want here. So I'll place that next to the door. So I'll right click the activator, click edit, go over to the tab furthest to the right. I have the scripts tab here, and I'm going to add a script by clicking add, click new script, click OK, name it. I'm going to call it upgrade. Actually, I'm going to call it house upgrade script. That's not a very descriptive name for what this is, but what you probably would want to name it is something like upgrade message box script. That would be more descriptive. So if somebody ever wanted to use it, they would know exactly what it is. It's a script that brings up a message box that helps you upgrade. So I'm going to uncheck constant here and leave the other things as default and click OK. And it's bringing up the properties box like it always does. Just click cancel. Highlight the script here that you just added, right click it, click edit source, and expand this. I'm going to go down and Control V to paste. I already have this written. So I forgot to mention that I will put the script in a text file and then I'll upload it to Dropbox. The reason I'm not putting it in the description is because YouTube formatting is terrible and it always tends to mess up the tabs. So now to quickly just go over this as briefly as I can. This is for upgrade 1. If the button I select is 0, do all this stuff. This is for upgrade 2, and this is for upgrade 3. Now we don't have a section for the cancel button because it just cancels out anyway. But if you recall, upgrade 1 was the one upgrade that is initially enabled, but I want to be disabled when I upgrade. So I'll find this bit here under playerref.remove item, and I can see here it says upgrade 1 marker.enable. Because I want upgrade 1 to actually be something that's disabled, I will change the word enable to disable, and then hit Control S to compile it. And that's basically what you do if you have an upgrade that you want it to be something that's disabled instead of enabled. Everything else here, pretty simple. The debug notifications will show up on the top left as notifications, so you can change the text that is within the quotes if you like to. It doesn't really matter. So as you can see, for each of the debug notifications within the quotes, only within the quotes, you can go ahead and change the text to whatever you want it to be. So once I have my script all set here, I've saved as you recall, so I'll exit out. Then keep the script highlighted, go to Properties, caps 001, I want to edit the value, and make that caps 001. Player ref, I want to edit the value, and for the cell, go to the top here, select any, then select player ref. Upgrade 1 complete, we don't want to touch that. Upgrade 1 cost, we want to be the cost of the first upgrade, so I'll make that 300 caps. Upgrade 1 marker is the X marker that corresponds to upgrade 1, so I'll edit value, select my cell, and for reference, make that upgrade 1 marker. You can pick reference in render window. That's why I said that giving it an editor ID makes it easier. So upgrade to complete, we're going to ignore, change upgrade to cost, make that 400 caps. Upgrade to marker, I'm going to make that the upgrade to marker in the custom house cell. Upgrade 3 complete, of course, ignore. Upgrade 3 cost, however, make that 500 caps. Upgrade 3 marker, make that obviously upgrade 3 marker in the cell. Lastly, upgrade message box, edit value, select the message box that you made. Click OK. Click OK. And save, and then you're done. So if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. Thanks for watching.